Hello, hello. Sorry guys, can everyone hear me? Can you guys hear me? 3 viewers, wow. Anyone new here who's watching? Stunner, Cosmic, Chaos, I guess, and who else? Alright, perfect. Alright. So, very easy day today so far. Both NQ and ES. ES again, like really clean. NQ as well though, pretty nice. I really look like this move here into the fair value gap and then up. I actually took a long here earlier. And why? Since today is kind of slow. Well, I mean, this was a 100-point move here, just about a little bit more. But still, today was kind of slow. So I did look at the 1 minute. And this here. And I saw this gap or volume imbalance. I didn't talk too much about these yet, but that's something else I'm looking at here. Right, this was perfect because it was right here in the middle of the fair value gap, and volume imbalances, or these gaps, whatever you want to call them, that's another area where the price likes to come back to, and it did. Went even a tiny bit lower, but this was like almost perfect. Yeah, rejected right off in here. It's this week's volume profile. Again, right, I placed the volume profile at the beginning of this week, which is Sunday. Sunday. Well, it's a 1 minute chart, so I have to go way back here. Well, Sunday, 6 o'clock. Oh, anyway. 5 minute chart. Here, finally, okay. Right. So this one, volume profile, starting at here, 6 o'clock. Open on Sunday night. And gave a nice rejection here from here, and then went back down here. And back here, which we have two value area highs, right? One, this is this week's, I'm pretty sure. Alright, let me check here. Yep. So today, pretty easy. And we had this point of control from this volume indicator over here. So sorry guys, I wasn't reading the chat in the last few minutes, so let me see. All right, any questions? so far. Any questions about what I said so far, or any questions about anything else? No. All right. Again, if you're watching, if you're new on the channel, let me know. If you have any if you have any questions. For viewers, that's I think it's like a new record. So, let's see here. If you're new here, that's what I do. Volume profile, fair value gaps, and supply and demand zones, which we saw here. Nice bounce of the top of this zone here from the top. Yeah, it would have been real nice straight on. We can see here we have some equal lows here, so price might come back down here for these two equal lows here, and then actually hit this middle here of the zone. So that could happen today. If you look at the volume here, right, no resistance here, or support, I mean, really no support. Right, this could come back down pretty fast, unless we just accumulate in this area here. We have the point of control here and the value area high here. So that's something that could definitely happen. And this indicator here also doesn't have its point of control here, but it's like the second highest node with the second highest volume, right? Which aligns with this point of control of this anchored volume profile here. So it's lining up nicely. So again, I think if we break below here, then might stop here again at this. It's a 1 hour fair value gap, right? This one here, from here. Let me see the chat. Okay. Can we have a topic on standard deviation? Okay. Sure. Since no one else is asking any questions. Sure. You're probably talking about the standard deviation of the initial balance. Sure, we can look at that. Again, when I don't need to, I don't use that. But let's check it out. Initial balance, for everyone that doesn't know. So it's the range from the open 9:30, the first hour of after opening, right? 9:30 till 10:30. So let's take a look at that. So 9:30 right over here. That's still a low. And 10:30. Okay. So yeah, we had a couple closes here, but let me draw this out first for everyone here. So this was the low, right? And sorry, 10:30. And this was the high here. right here, then right. And I have to switch that around. Alright. So yeah, you could say, okay. So the rule is, again, for the people that haven't heard about this before, something else about the OTE, isn't it the same thing? Wait a second, not sure exactly what you're asking here, but let me explain first for the people that might not know how this works. So basically, you see here, if price confirms above, then we would expect the price, sorry, excuse me, to continue to the 1.5 here, which it hasn't done so far, because what we saw here, a lot of volume, right? A lot of resistance here. So it could still do that, right? You know, if it does, if it confirms above here, then I will look at, we have a fair value gap here. Let me see what that is. Okay, we have a daily fair value gap here. Yeah, I mean, if it confirms above here, then I would think it will go. Yeah, it really seems like, yeah, it could stop here. We have a value area here again, and point of control on the 1 hour now on this indicator right here. So yeah, price could stop around here, but also over here. But again, first we have to see if we confirm above here. Anyway, I don't know if I explained this well enough. So if price confirms above the highest point or the lowest point, right? If it confirms above, then we're bullish. If it confirms below here, then we're bearish, right? Alright, let me try to see what you're asking here. Something else about the OT, isn't it the same thing? If the OT is the same thing as this, like the 1.5, you mean? Is that what you mean? Stunner or cosmic? As the opening balance. If OT is the same as the opening balance? No. No. And I think ICT is using like the first 30 minutes, right? He's doing 9:30 till 10. That's his. Where he starts to measure things. The use of the fib. To refine. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but if I'm understanding, but No, I don't think it's the same. Well, I mean, I would use these fibs here not to refine entries, but to give like a bias, right? Because according to this initial balance play, you would be bullish, right? Because if they confirm here, and we had several candles that close above, right? Then it went below here, but then again above. So this would suggest, only looking at this initial balance play here, that is telling us, okay, it's bullish. But again, we have this here. That's a lot of resistance. So today I wouldn't really rely on this so far, right? Again, nothing will happen, nothing will work every time. So today this might not work, the initial balance. Sadly, have to go watch a contractor gold test. Oh, no. Okay, all right. See you later, Chaos. To me, I'm still thinking we'll probably come back to take out this or come down here. All right, we have some resistance and support here, and then we might see a bounce back up. Does it make sense so far? And almost 2 p.m. here soon. Like about 12 more minutes. Yeah, we'll 2:30 is a time where we see some bigger moves. So again, stunner or cosmic. So would this be a short as 116, 1K? Hey Ty. Well, I would want to see it like probably go back into this fair value gap and then go up and then short, right? Because right now they might come back here. See now, okay, now this changed. Now the point of control is right here. I'm thinking it might accumulate in this area. So yeah, the short would make sense over here if that's what you're talking about. Or were you talking about this area here, this 161K? Yeah, 2339. I wouldn't short right now here because this could still move up here, right? Sure, it could, you know, if it would confirm below this node here, yeah, then maybe. Right now, I wouldn't short this right now because it's like is right in this node here. So at this point, this could still act as support here, right? And then bounce here, and then go lower from here like this, right? So this time I wouldn't short here. No, I wouldn't. So you have to look at if we will just range here, then we want to wait and short here, and maybe long here. In this area I wouldn't really do anything, right? It's like in the middle, so I wouldn't, like, even if it confirms here, I wouldn't long 350. Well, I don't know, could be maybe a scalp, but perfect. Yeah, because I don't know, I'm thinking this might range here. Again, could easily come down here or here. But see, right now it's looking more bullish right now. So yeah. Yeah, this week should be different from the past few weeks. We've been seeing some big crazy moves last 2 weeks. A lot of volatility. Now I'm thinking this week might be less volatility here. Ty, are you in the Discord or are you a new viewer here? And this actually might range only here for a while too now. We often see this around a point of control, like it will range right around that area, right? Because there's a lot of volume, and then it doesn't know where it wants to go yet, right? It's like accumulating, and then we'll see a breakout, which that breakout could be a fake out or manipulation. Let's look at ES here. Yes, pretty clean. And it's ranging in between here. Alright. Again, for those of you that know, so we'll look at the shape here again of this volume indicator. So when I see this shape, it's like price kind of like accumulating for a while. So when up here above here, this area, to almost here with a lot of resistance here, obviously. So when up here and then down, so yeah, we might be accumulating here. The 5 minute here. Let's see, I'll draw up the initial balance. Oh, you're in Discord. Okay, alright. Alright. Yeah, let's do the initial balance on here on ES. Again, we'll see. Let's see here. So this is the low here, and 10:30. Yep, so that's the high. So see, okay, here we came close to the 1.5. So maybe it makes more sense here on ES. But still, like, it didn't come all the way up to it. And so we have a zone here, supply and demand zone. So I might do something like this, come down here, which the middle here of the zone is the low or the bottom of this fair value gap. So we have some nice confluence here. And this indicator, we have some more volume in this area here on this node. So let's see. Yeah, again, I could definitely see come down here and then bounce. Wait. Yeah, right here. 183. Yeah, this support would have to give in, right? And then we have a fair value gap here. So let me draw this out. Our supply and demand zones just order blocks from breakouts. Yeah, sometimes it will seem like it's just like an order block. Sometimes they are, right? Sometimes they are, but sometimes they're a little bit different. For example, here. All right, let's go back on to the 5 minute. Because a lot of times it will not align, right? Over here right now, yeah. So it's like, it's close, right? It's close, but it's different, right? And a lot of times, like the zone, like the middle of the zone will not be off an order block, right? Because we could have candles going down here, right? And then the order block would be like lower here, right? And again, you can look at a zone and like traditionally, or if you will, right, you will, the zone, the middle of it, well, obviously is the middle, but you can choose, let me see if I find another one, I think it was on NQ, on the 5 minute here. See here, it would not be, like the middle would not be, is not the order block, right? You know, if you can zoom in here on the 1 minute, and let's see, there it might be the order block, right? Here maybe, right, not really, but so no, it's very close sometimes, but it's not the same. All right. Because again, often, because you take the middle, right? The middle of, if this would be a zone, which not really. If you look at market structure, it's not really a zone. But let's just say, again, I'm not saying this is zone. Someone will say, oh, he doesn't know what a zone is. Right, and then let's go into the 1 minute here. Because you can choose like the very last move down. Right, you could say, well, here, price move down here, up, and then down. Well, which in this, actually, this example would be still almost, right? Because then you would choose the high of the zone is this, and this is the low, right? You would choose like the very last move down before the move up, right? But a very basic way to find a zone, the middle of the zone is, right, you choose this whole move, right? And then the middle of it, not like the middle of the last move down, right? You could, sometimes price will go lower and it will be the middle of that very last move down before the move up, right? So let me see here what it looks like on the 1 minute. Right here you could say, oh well, yeah, like we saw kind of like on the 5 minute, right? You could say, well, the last move was this, the last move down was this move, so you measure like this here, then what happened now? Right, so anyway, I don't know. So yeah, order blocks are, it's similar, right? But it's not really the same thing. This. All right. So tie here, yeah. Now this could have been, yeah, this could have been a trade if you would have shorted here. 239, 38. Yeah, this would have been a trade, a scalp, right? 20 points, yeah. So now, 1 minute left for this 5 minute candle to close. Yeah, we really want to see close like below here, and then, well, we're almost, or we're very close to here. And almost 5 minutes after 2. So let's see if we have the bigger move around 2:30. Again, I'm still thinking we could see this move down and then bounce like a move up. And we can see here, this is the middle of the initial balance. Oh yeah, if you want to, stunner or cosmic, ICT will also look at like the 12, the midnight, well, the opening range of the day, which is midnight, so 12 to 12:30. He will measure that too, if you want to look at that. So let's see here. So this is low here, and then 12:30. Oh, there we go. So nope. Yeah, I don't know. This would be here. So, well, the range here was pretty small, so not very helpful for today. Let's see MQ. It's probably similar. Oh, sorry, I'm totally off here. Here we go. So 12, this is a low. Come on. And 30. So this will be here. So yeah, not very useful. But I forgot to do that on ES. But let's take the full hour. Which is here. Alright, now. Alright. Or we can look at London. London initial balance. Which I will measure out from 3 to 4. So 3. So this is the low until 4. So this is the low here. Let's do that. See here would have worked for London. Alright, we had confirmed candles above. Came back. Actually, pretty nice here. Almost to the middle of this revealing up. And then just bullish, right? Kept on going up. So there you go. Stunner or cosmic. This would have worked nicely for London. Yeah. And went to above 5. Yeah. This would have been nice, yeah, for London. And this looks kind of like 2022 model here, right? Even though I don't see, we didn't have a fair value up here. Oh, we have this one here. Yeah, that could have been it. All right. So yeah, Ty, if I don't know if you took the short, but yeah, would have worked. Would have worked on this example here. Yeah. Pretty nice actually, if you would have taken it here. Then come back all the way to the middle. What values are used for the fib? If it's in the previous video, I haven't talked too much. Oh, well, I mean, it's just like very basic. Here. So for this, for standard deviation, right? It's like you want to use 0, 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2, 2, and you know, so on. 2.5, 3, 3.5, right? So very basic. And you know, I mean, you could, if you want to, you can backtest the original Fibonacci values, right? But this guy who is using this initial balance play, he's using just these standard deviations. Alright, let's see here. You might see something like this back up in here somewhere, and then continuing down. And we have these equal lows here too. Alright, and now this is clearly resistance. And let's look at ES here. So that's the 5 minute here. Look at the 1 hour. Yeah, you know, some relative equal lows. Well, but this is a long time for this candle to close here. What was it using? 5 minute. Alright. Let's go back to the 5 minute here. Yeah, this is looking like it wants to take out these equal lows here, relative equal lows, because they're not equal. 95.25. Yeah, relative equal lows. And then we have this fair value gap here within the zone. Let's draw this one out. And you see some confluence here between these two fair value gaps. And we have this here. Yeah, I'm thinking we could see a move back up here, maybe to here, this fair value gap. Look at this node here, and this node. They get rejected here, in this area here, and then continue down. See, 217 almost. And that's what we do, we wait. Most of your time trading will be actually waiting. Now I'm gonna hide this one here. Looks a little busy. Let's go back to the 1 hour here. Yeah, I'm thinking this week will be calmer than the last few weeks. So if any of you have gotten chopped up or, well, wrecked in the last weeks with these huge price moves and high volatility, then this week might be easier for you. Yeah. We might just accumulate here for the rest of the day. Alright, again, you'll see here this point of control. Again, often price likes to just go accumulate in that area. I mean, let's see here. Call it 795 and 819. That's enough to, you know, take longs here and take shorts here. Alright, I want to keep the stream short, not too long, but I think it hasn't been 1 hour yet. No. Alright, let me check here. No, 1 hour, 6 minutes. Let's give it till like 2:30. Let's see if we have a bigger move around 2:30. And then this will be today's stream. So anyone, if you have any questions, Ask me now. I don't know if you're still here, Ty, but if you only were looking for like a scalp, then yeah, this would have been a decent trade. 347, 339. You mentioned 339. Yeah, would have been 30 points. Definitely worth a trade. If you were looking for a bigger move, then yeah, this was not it yet. It wouldn't be unrealistic to target those equal lows till end of day. You mean on NQ like these two here? Or these two over here? I'm pretty sure these ones will get taken today sometime. These ones, well, that would be a 100-point move, which is possible. It's definitely possible. But we would have to see a bigger move like pretty soon, I'm thinking. 223 right now. So let's see. Lower, the lower ones, these ones here, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely possible. Definitely possible. Yeah. It would make a lot of sense, right? There's not a lot of support. You have support here and here in this area. I could see where price comes back to take out this low here and then maybe move back up, but yeah, these equal lows are definitely on the table for today. It's on the menu. Yeah, sorry guys, I've been taking a long weekend this past weekend. But I did make the announcement on Thursday, so hope everyone saw it. Still feeling kind of... You did, okay. Still feeling a little tired from this weekend, honestly. So that's why I didn't start the stream earlier. Yeah. Got rejected here. 339. I like how we have this wick here at almost 339. Basically, yeah, which was is the point of control here, right? And 226. Let's see if we get a bigger move here. One hour hasn't changed too much. $229. Yeah. This week I might be looking more often on final chart. Price moving a little bit slower, which is fine. Fine by me. No problem for me. $15-minute. Okay, so this 15-minute will close pretty soon. And tomorrow, I think we have like no big news. Did the pop change? I don't know. Well, it will change, right? As you change time frames, so it's like on 334.75 here on a 15-minute. On a 1 hour, it's probably going to be still at 339. No. Okay. So yeah, I guess it did change a little bit then. That was a 5-minute here. Yeah. No, it did. It did change because yeah, price came down. It spent more time in the lower half here. Or below the point of control. So yeah, it did change a little bit. Oh, I'm seeing news here. Trump speaks. Scheduled to start now. So we might see some volatility. Trump is speaking. Volatility incoming. Let's see. So then, Cosmic. Definitely. I'm looking at these lows, definitely. Became a little bit more. The chance to reach these lows became just a lot higher. Let's see now. Yeah, I was just talking about the news, right? Saying tomorrow we don't have a lot of news. Let me double check here now. Yeah, I guess President Trump will have some kind of speech going on right now. Somewhere, about something. I don't know what it is about. Tomorrow, consumer confidence, new home sales, and retro manufacturing index. All at the same time, 10 a.m. So these are not like huge news tomorrow. It's not red folder. So let's see. Alright, so we got this relatively bigger move here. Yep, only about a minute and a half for this candle to close, so let's see. There is still a lot of volume in this node here. On the volume profile though, not a lot of support until, well, here will be like the first, or this one here. Tiny little bit support here, and then here. Let me look at the 1 minute chart here. So on the 1 minute, this zone, oh, notice fair value gap here. Interesting. Then, I don't know, you could call this a zone here, but it came back into it, but $270. But I'm not gonna Let me draw this. Or maybe under 1 minute. We have a 1 minute zone. Visibility only. Does line up with this top of this prevailing gap. Is zone all the bear candles before a bull. Well, a zone is like this here, right? So it's like this whole move down. This is how I draw up the zones, right? So technically it would be this whole move from this candle here, right? Because this is where we got to break the structure, right? This was like the high, which was broken, so to break the structure. So from this, right? Oh, come on. Here we go. So this is the high, the very top, and to this wig down here, right? To this wig down here. But now you can if you want to, and depending on everything else, you know, you could pick the very, very last move down, right? It's like, it's kind of like finding the zone on a lower time frame, right? You could choose this high here, right? And say, no, this was really the last move down. But then you could also pick this, right? First one down here and then moved up. And then this was like the lower, the last move down. Right? You could pick, this is the very last move down here before moving back up. So you could choose this top here and the bottom here. Right? But then, you know, it would line up. Oh my god, what's going on here? Can't draw these rectangles. Right, you could draw it like this. And then you have a lot of confluence here. You can say, okay, well, I'm not gonna, you know, take a trade off of this here, which does coincidentally line with this fair value gap here. You say, no, I will wait to this, for this here, which there is even more confluence here, right? I'll leave this here, initial balance, the middle of it, then a fair value gap, and then the top of this zone here, right? So yeah, you could, right? You just have to draw it out and see what confluence you find. That's how I do it, making the swing low. Alright. Again, because you know, this could be the actual, or an actual zone on like a lower time frame, like maybe the, you know, whatever, 10 second or whatever, right? You can keep on going lower and lower, which I'm barely on 1 minute anymore, but just to show you. Ah, here, look at this. Alright. So maybe Trump said something that the market liked to hear. Yeah, we might just accumulate in this area, like I mentioned before. 1 hour. No. No big changes on the 1 hour. Whoa. Yeah. Okay, I think the volume looks like it changed a little bit on this indicator. A little bit. Yeah. Now there's a lot of volume here. Let's go back to the 5 minute here. Yeah. 242, almost 243. So again, I don't know what Trump is talking about, but this might have been an effect on the markets. 317. Okay. Yeah, definitely. More than 40 points. Let's see if price gets to here. It might frigging keep on going higher for this afternoon. This is like the last line of resistance here, right? Anything above here is low resistance. We have something here and then here. So then this initial balance play might work out, right? You might see price reaching this 1.5 standard deviation. All right, here we go. Here we go. Rejecting here for right now. Let's look at ES here. Yeah, yes, that ES is really clean. Right? The shape here, right? And its price is moving up and down there. That's why I'm so interested in initial rounds. It's good to know when to exit. Yeah, I mean, if you're going long and you see it's suggesting price being bullish, yeah, you want to take at least a partial, right? in 1.5, here I would have definitely taken partial here. Actually, my trade on MQ that I did, I did get stopped out in profit though. I think it was here. Well, I put my stop loss. I went long here, and then as price moved up here, I put it at 320. Right. So I got stopped out here, but in profit. So again, initial balance, I'm using that mostly to get a bias. If I don't have a bias, then that helps. And definitely again, you want to take some off over here at the 1.5, which NASDAQ didn't even get there yet. NQ. Again, if I would have not gotten stopped out here, then I definitely would have taken some partial, some profits here, right? I would have not waited for the 1.5. Alright. Alright. I think this might be a good place to stop the stream. $248. Looking at ES, I'm guessing we'll keep on ranging here, between here and here, like this area, and this resistance and this support here. Alright. Alright, that's it. I guess it's only you left. So I will see everyone later in the Discord.